I remember when I first started seeing these videos about how you can build your fashion brand with AI. I just want to have a little discussion about this because that messaging is a bit misleading. And with all the new tools emerging every day, it's getting even louder. But as my brothers from Public Enemy once said,
Don't believe the hype.
welcome back to my channel. My name is Mikkel Drew Pelham. I talk about digital fashion design software and communication for fashion entrepreneurs on this channel. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. AI is a very powerful tool, but let me stress the word tool. Anyone building something uses tools, but they also have a vision, a plan, and some knowledge of what and how to build this thing before they start gathering the tools. If you don't know what you're building, you won't even know what tools to acquire. So let's first talk about some of the human elements that can't be replaced by AI. Then, since this channel is all about digital fashion software, we'll talk about the fashion software that is still very essential to the design development process. And then I'll tell you where I think AI should be used. What's your brand story? Why did you decide to start this brand in the first place? What's your signature aesthetic? Who's your customer? These are all questions that you have to answer for yourself. Also questions that you really need to know the answers to before you officially even start the brand. AI can generate copy for your marketing, but it's your personal experiences, your cultural background, your perspective, and emotional connection to your customers that shape your brand identity. AI can analyze data to give you more concrete information about your customer, but your empathy, intuition, your ability to understand nuances or read between the lines of customer feedback is what will help you build real relationships with your customers and authenticity within your brand. AI can help you understand what's trending, what's selling, what's hot right now. But your job as the business owner and the head designer of your brand is to bring your taste and make bold decisions that sometimes go against the data, but that makes sense for the aesthetic and the vision for your brand. Authenticity and that human touch is really what's going to separate the 1,000,001 other brands out there that's just throwing stuff against the wall and hoping something sticks from your well thought out, curated brand that understands and serves its community. By the way, a lot of those other brands were created last week with AI. It shows, and it's apparent to your true customers who want great product from an authentic brand that gets them and that they can trust. Yes, fashion design software is still essential, even in the age of AI. And not just because that's what we talk about here on this channel all day, every day, 24/7. When it comes to design development, if you've watched my channel, you know that I talk a lot about the sketch to render function that's in a few AI fashion tools at this point. This is really the one generative AI function that I can truly point to and say there's an ROI on the time spent using it. But keep in mind, it's generating a picture from your sketch. So, number one, if your sketch is inaccurate, you're going to get an inaccurate output, which means you need some knowledge of design and construction to draw an accurate sketch, even if it's a rough sketch, so that what AI outputs is something that's viable and can be made into a physical product. And number two, again, it's just a picture. And while it can help you make some decisions faster, there's no usable data attached to it. Like when you're creating something in 3D and you're using actual measurements to create a pattern or even a flat sketch that's showing precise details that a pattern maker can work off of to draft that first pattern. So that CAD software, still incredibly important. Your 3D software, Clo 3D, Style 3D, Browseware, can create an accurate 3D garment that is actual size. You can output the pattern and sew it into a garment. You can create a marker and understand material usage. And of course, those assets can be used for marketing. Your vector software, most likely Adobe Illustrator, is used to create your technical and flat sketches, which are used on tech packs and can be used with your AI generated sketch, but both should be on the tech pack. And if you only use one, it should be the flat sketch. Those sketches are also often used in presentation decks, in catalogs, and online sheets. Software like Lectra and Gerber are often used to create the initial pattern, but also to grade patterns and do marker layouts once you begin bulk production. And even with these tools like AI, they're only as good as the operator. The designer using them should have some expertise and understanding of fit, drape, and construction. And for those drafting patterns, knowledge of pattern making. There's also PLM tools like Centric, WFX, B-Product, OnBrand, and many others that manage the entire development process. These tools manage tech pack creation, sample tracking, material tracking, seasonal line sheets, approval workflows, and more. PLM becomes the one source of truth for everyone in the organization as well as outside vendors, so that as your business grows, there's a system that organizes and manages the many people who touch your product before it's placed in the hands of the customer. And then there are tools and software specific to supply chain, logistics, inventory management, compliance, none of which I'm going to go into in this video because that's way out of my lane. There are two types of artificial intelligence: traditional AI and generative AI. According to Google Gemini, traditional AI is designed to analyze existing data and perform specific tasks like classification or prediction, while generative AI focuses on creating entirely new content such as text, images, or code. I have always felt that AI fashion tools shine and are the most useful when it's traditional AI. These tools are great for tasks like market research and trend analysis that help inform decisions made in specialized fashion design software. Content creation and social media scheduling, so that particularly if you're a team of one, you can schedule your marketing campaigns and free yourself up to run your business and create product. Automation like bots that handle simple customer service questions, so you're free to answer more complex questions. Or demand forecasting to feed into inventory management systems. And then in the realm of generative AI, I've previously mentioned sketch to render, but also tools that provide some design inspiration that help to inform and enhance work done in your fashion design software. So if you're starting or building a fashion brand, know that AI can definitely accelerate your development timeline and get you in front of more people more quickly. But alone, it won't be enough. Like most great companies with staying power, it takes effort, thought, and a curated strategy. All things that require human expertise and execution. One caveat I want to throw in here: if you're a slow fashion brand and you want to label what you're doing as sustainable, you may want to think twice about whether you want to even include AI in your plan at all. There are quite a few ethical questions that, while people are attempting to answer them, at the present moment, they haven't been answered. There's also some environmental issues that, as with the ethical questions, are still being addressed. Again, there are developers and research groups and universities that are working on solutions to both problems, but they aren't there yet, so something to consider. A successful fashion entrepreneur is not going to rely solely on AI, nor will they rely solely on design software. They'll integrate both, combining AI intelligence for insights, industry standard digital tools for execution, and human expertise and experience to make the final decisions for the brand. Thanks for watching today's video. If you're interested in checking out some of the AI tools I think make the most sense for a designer, make sure you check out some of my other videos on this channel. And if you want to learn some of those CAD fashion design tools that fashion and clothing designers use for design development, make sure you check out the 383 Digital Fashion School, which I'll link to in the description below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video if you find it helpful. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time.